Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into today's Words of Wisdom. I'm Yushi from New York, and I'd like to quote today's Words of Wisdom, January 29th. Happy people rarely speak poorly of or criticize others, from the laws of courage. Thank you, Master Okawa. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this sentence is extremely powerful for me because individually I have a great experience of my life changing through this particular sentence. This was when I was in my teens, but I always thought that I'm a happy person. And however, that was my self-awareness, right? I thought I was very happy, I was positive, nothing bad in my life. I have a healthy body, a great family. They allowed me to go to a good school, and there was nothing to grieve about. So there were no there were no unhappiness in my life. That's how I was thinking. However, human beings are interesting creatures. We are so creative that we can be miserable no matter how wonderful your situations are. What I mean is, so back when I was my teens or early 20s, I forgot, but I felt like this, I didn't feel satisfied with my life or what I was doing, not being, how should I say this? I always felt that I wasn't reaching the goals that I wanted to reach, and that it's a good thing to think big. But when that turns into like a negative energy of, how should I say this? Negative energy of criticizing others or blaming your environment for not reaching those goals, that's not a positive factor. So when I came across these words of truth, that was when I was able to first catch that I was not happy. I noticed myself that everything that would come out of my mouth would be a criticism. Not necessarily people that I know, but let's say that when I watch the news, I'd criticize the political idea or the economic idea that came up. Or I'd be criticizing North Korea because they shot missiles. Or I'd be criticizing Chinese Communist Party for the evil they're doing, their inhumane activities they've been doing since decades ago. Every time I'd watch a commercial, I would find something bad about that. Or I don't know, I was like my mind was programmed or I had this habit, a bad habit of the mind of wanting to pick and choose the bad points of others. But that was because it was my initial stages of learning all these truth and teachings, and my worldview was expanding. And I've never felt so much growth in my knowledge in such a short period of time. And the scary part is, that was back then, and still I'm not a very smart person. But for me, compared to my past, I was definitely getting smarter. So when that occurs, masters taught us that you have to be careful with the immature part of yourself, which is, it's like when you start growing, it's easier for you to see the faults of others. So be aware of fault finding. And when I came across the sentence, wait, I am speaking poorly or always criticizing others for the purpose of trying to prove that I'm smart or that I'm getting smarter. But that never made me happy. Like I told you earlier, I always had this feeling of dissatisfaction or feeling unaccomplished. So yeah, this sentence really helped me in my way. After I started my ministership, being in this position, I get to speak to a lot of different people and their sufferings in life. And one common factor that I found is for people who complain a lot, They do this without noticing that it's turned into a habit. The first thing that comes out of their mouth is a complaint towards others, or towards their past, or a fear towards their future. Something that's already uncontrollable to them, but they cling on to it. And I've seen that that's been very toxic for their soul and for their wellness. And I've never met a happy person who's always complaining. So again, complaints is, one way of speaking poorly or criticizing others or a circumstance outside of you. So if you ever catch yourself fault-finding out of your arrogance, or if you find yourself complaining, please, first, what's important is to catch yourself doing it. So I hope today's video will be some sort of a factor, a tip to find happiness in your daily life. Let us always try to refine our words and fill it with the heart of love, gratitude, appreciation, humbleness, and then words of power, It really does. In the Laws of Success, Master said, every time you say a positive word, it's like you produce a horse and you're on a carriage, and that horse is pulling you towards happiness. But every time you say a negative word, every time you utter a negative word, what happens is you're producing a horse that's going the opposite way, that pulls your carriage, pulls your life towards unhappiness. So every word you say, it's like you're creating a new force towards happiness, if it's positive. So yeah, let us be aware of words. Words are what creates this world's happiness and unhappiness. It's got a magical power. So let us know this truth, this secret of life, and start using it constructively. Thank you very much, and see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.